Van Pelt here in our studios in the nation's capital. This was a night and a game that all of us were looking forward to with great anticipation because of the significance of this game. Two fantastic football teams and all that's on the line, all the stakes, and they're understood because sports are important. And then suddenly they're not at all. The game starts with a Cincinnati touchdown. Buffalo gets a field goal, and then as Cincinnati is driving with the football for the second time, Damar Hamlin, a second-year safety out of Pittsburgh, tackles T. Higgins, and he collapsed back to the turf, and the reaction of the players on the field was all you needed to see. And immediately, there was a television feed that we have access to that's the same feed as the Monday Night Football crew has. And as I noticed the urgency with which the medical personnel were moving, it was very concerning because it was clear from their reaction that this situation was dire and that Hamlin was in distress. And as you see, those are hard to look at, man. Stefon Diggs in tears as he sees his teammate on the field being tended to. And as reports have been given throughout this hour and change since this injury, CPR administered on the field, as Joe Buck just recently has shared with us. Hamlin is in critical condition. You see the prayers, and we join them in lifting up this young man's name in prayer in the hopes that hopefully there's better news to come here very, very soon. Ryan Clark is with us. And Ryan, this is as heavy as it gets. Yeah. This was a night we look forward to. And now here we sit. And I just ask, as a member of this brotherhood, as a guy who dealt with his own health issues and scares, what words can we even put to this? What would you share?
I think the first thing, this is about Damar Hamlin. And it's about a young man at 24 years old that was living his dream, that a few hours ago was getting ready to play the biggest game of his NFL career, and there's probably nowhere else in the world he wanted to be. And now he fights for his life. And when Damar Hamlin falls to the turf, and when you see the medical staff rush to the field and both teams are on the field, you realize this isn't normal. You realize this isn't just football. And so many times in this game, and in our job as well, we use the cliches, you know. I'm ready to die for this. I'm willing to give my life for this. It's time to go to war. And I think sometimes we use those things so much, we forget that part of living this dream is putting your life at risk. And tonight, you know, we got to see a side of football that is extremely ugly, a side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. When you see both teams on the field crying in that way, your first thought is Damar Hamlin. Yep. The second thought is his family. And this isn't about a football player, right? This is about a human. This is about a brother. This is about a son. This is about a friend. This is about someone who is loved by so many that you have to watch go through this. I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me and tell me that they didn't think I was going to make it, and now this team has to deal with that, and they have no answers. And so the next time I think that we get upset at our favorite fantasy player or we're upset that the guy on our team doesn't make the play and we're saying he's worthless and we're saying you get to make all this money, we should remember that these men are putting their lives on the line to live their dream. And tonight, Damar Hamlin's dream became a nightmare for not only himself, but his family and his entire team.
And there is a tendency and in the world, in the space that we occupy, where everyone wants to know everything immediately, and I understand it because we're all part of it. You want to know, and you want to share what you know. And I think that the search for the answers at the moment is ongoing. And so all we can deal with at 10:14 Eastern Time is what we know. And we know that Damar Hamlin fell to the ground. They suspended the game. He was taken by hospital at 9:25 Eastern Time to the University of Cincinnati's Medical Center. And that's what we know at this moment.